guys.
Woo!
We're back.
Back.
For another week.
You thought we weren't going to come back, but we're going to keep it going.
We're going to keep coming. It's another Tuesday.
Another
We're actually
Tuesday.
filming on an actual Tuesday.
What? Whoa.
Whoa.
Look how it turns out.
Oh, look how the turntables
Turned.
have turned.
Look how. I don't think that's it, but that sounded good to me.
Oh, that's my favorite episode that's my favorite quote from The Office. Oh, how the tables. I don't remember how.
Oh, how the turntables have turned?
Oh, how the turned have tabled? I think that's where he's going.
The turned have tabled. Yeah. That sounds good.
I've only watched The Office through twice, so not the greatest Office fan. Anyways, I'm very curious, Hailey, because we've been posting a countdown. Our first, as we're recording this, our first episode hasn't come out, so we've been posting like a countdown. And one of the fun facts that you did not tell me you were playing, but one of the fun facts was that you got bit by a pig?
I did get bit by a pig as a child. This wasn't like something that happened yesterday. Yeah, I did. So what had happened is that I was over at my biological dad's house for one day out of the week.
Yeah.
And my grandma had a pig. A pet pig. Just a
like
pet pig.
In the house? Or
No.
outside?
It lived outside. It was an outdoor pig.
What was the pig's name?
I can't even remember. I'm scarred for life. I can't. And so I don't know how old I was. I had to have been like at least like maybe 6 or 7, I want to say. And I was outside with my aunt, and we were recycling. They like to throw parties over there. And so at the age of 6 or 7, I was outside with my aunt picking up beer cans from the outside. And because they must have had a rager.
Yeah,
and
obviously.
I don't know what this pig did, but this pig was mad as heck. And it literally like came up to the back of my leg and like bit my leg. Like there was like
Just came up to you.
Just came up and bit me.
Didn't like your leg?
I guess, I don't know. And so then I like obviously was like, what the heck just happened?
Did it draw blood?
It didn't draw blood, but it scared the heck out of me. I was not expecting that pig to sneak up and do a sneak attack and bite my leg. And so then my biological dad came and he was like, oh my gosh, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. And then I think I still had a couple.
It's okay, you're fine.
Yeah, and I think I still had a couple hours with them. And then I remember my mom came to pick me up and he was like, oh yeah, just FYI, like Hailey was bit by a pig today. And she was like, yeah, that probably would have been great information to let me know, like, when it happened, not, like, hours after when I kind of pick up my kid.
It's fine.
Yeah, and so I remember my mom called my dad and told him what had happened, and he was like, you have to take her to the emergency room. Like, we don't know what's wrong with that pig. Like, not that there's something wrong with it, but, like, we don't know.
Probably. It just bit you randomly, so.
I want to say that I went to go get a rabies shot, too, because we didn't know what was going on with that pig.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yeah. So I don't enjoy pigs. The LA County Fair, I love the farm area, but I do stay away from the pigs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Little piglets is fine, but those 300-pound pigs I feel like they could eat you alive.
Those are scary.
Yeah, so
they're not cute unless they're the little baby ones.
Yeah, so I get very cautious with pigs.
Do you eat bacon?
I do. I enjoy the bacon.
So you enjoy it.
I do enjoy bacon. It's my revenge. Yes. Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
One time my brother got bit by a duck or goose. That was wild. Yeah. He didn't get a rabies shot though. So.
I was also attacked by a goose at the Arboretum.
Geese are wild.
Yes, they are. I mean, I think I don't remember it vividly, but I think I may have antagonized the goose.
Yeah, that's what my brother was doing.
Yeah. And so then it like came back and it was like chasing me. I literally was like so scared.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So I'm also afraid of geese.
Geese, pigs, anything else?
I don't like crows. They
what?
freak me out. Crows have never done anything to me personally, but I don't like crows. The black crows that just in your yard, I don't like that. It freaks me out. Makes me feel like it's creepy.
Yeah, I mean they're like they're symbolism, right?
I don't know.
Like
I don't want to.
Death or something?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, we can move on. We're going to move on now. Hailey's scared of crows, pigs, and geese, we've learned.
Yes.
So, yeah. But we're back with another episode.
Another episode.
Should we tell them what we're talking about today?
Sure.
Okay. I think we were thinking a lot about, okay, how do we figure out how you measure your 20s, like how a person is doing or how a person did. What kind of topics or categories are there to kind of evaluate, okay, like I'm doing okay in this category and I need to work a little harder on this part of my life.
Yeah.
So I think we were talking and there were 5 categories that we kind of said, okay, yeah, these are things that I think everybody focuses on.
Yeah.
And so we're going to list the categories.
We are going to list the categories.
So it was social, physical, career, finance, community.
Yes.
So how are you doing in all that? And that kind of comes from the Gallup poll, how to measure your well-being and kind of evaluating that. So I think as we go on and we start to hear from other people, which I promise you guys are going to get, just give it another week. You still got to hear
about us.
About us. You got to figure out, you got to have some credibility before we start interviewing people. And we'll practice interviewing with each other now.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Today, you're going to hear all about Hailey.
Oh, man.
Might hear a little bit from me, mostly going to be questions. But I'm really excited to hear about Hailey because gotten to know her over the last year, and it's really exciting. We all have different stories, and she definitely has a story that's that's
got a good one.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. No, but you do, and it's encouraging, I think, to hear anybody's story and how far they've come and what they've learned. So kind of going off of those categories, why don't you tell us? I feel such like, especially with this like poster
Oprah.
and the mug, I feel like Jimmy Fallon. That's always been my
on
goal.
The View.
No, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, sorry, just kidding. Yeah.
I need to be on Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show.
If Jimmy Fallon's watching.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon.
My mom loves you.
Thanks for tuning
but also
in.
I do too. So, anyways, back on track. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your family and how that was growing up and how that is going now and how that's kind of impacted your life and your story.
Yes. Okay, so a little bit about my family. I have a loving mother and a excellent dad. My biological parents are not together. After I was born, they split up, and then I went to go visit my biological dad once a week up until I was 18, and then kind of just went through the motions of being an adult and trying to figure out having a relationship with somebody who you're not super close with.
Yep.
So, so I refer to my dad as my dad and my biological dad as my biological dad. So my stepdad is my dad. He's been in my life since I was 8 months old. And then him and my mom got married when I was 2, and then they had my sister and my brother. I am the oldest of 3. So it's me, who's 23, my younger sister, Ashley, who is 20. Yeah, she's 20. She's not 21 yet. And then my younger brother, Nathan, who is 18. Yeah?
Good job.
Please, I think Nathan's 18. Yeah, because he's going to graduate this year. And then I have a bonus sister, Danae, who's not blood related, but shout out
you
Danae.
Do?
Yeah. Shout out Danae.
Not a bonus brother?
I got a bonus brother-in-law. That's as close as it gets.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, good old Gene. So he's great, actually. Yeah. He's a treat. And so, yeah.
Were you close with your biological dad growing up, or did that relationship change as you became like an adult?
I don't think I was necessarily close with him. I think when I was younger, I really wanted it to work out. And I think especially when I was like really young, I think like in elementary school, I really like saw him as like a super cool guy.
Yeah.
And I think that was just because our maturity levels were on the same wavelength. And so like he like wanted to go and do cool things and like have like donuts every day for breakfast,
Fantastic.
and I could have ice cream at like 10 a.m. and
Every
so
kid's dream.
like we could just like go and do whatever.
Yep.
So like in my mind as a kid it was like, oh, this is really cool. But then I think as I got older, like especially in high school, it was like I don't feel like I really know this person.
Yeah.
And so that was really hard. And so like especially heading into adult life from like 18 and like having a conversation with him and being like, hey, like after I'm 18, like obviously I don't have to do like visitations with you anymore.
Right.
So like we're just gonna like play it by ear with holidays and stuff like that. And then like into now where like I do not talk to this person. So it's a huge, interesting situation. And I know there's other people that have gone through not something similar, but like where they don't talk to their biological parents.
Yeah.
So it has been like a huge part of my story and like my testimony and like who I am and like
Sure.
how I'm here today. So
Yeah. How do you think that's like played into who you are? Like, has that affected like your outlook on life or like mental health kind of stuff or anything like career-wise, like your outlook on life, anything?
Yeah, I think when we like we're going through the motions of like how to have a relationship as like being an adult, it was really hard at first.
Yeah.
Just because I felt like there was like so many like blindsided things that kept on like happening up until like we like communication like sort of like dwindled away. So that's like never an easy thing to process. So like I feel like my head, like I definitely like have like struggle with like anxiety and just like overthinking things and like constantly thinking like it's me that's the issue. So kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. What about the other thing I was going to ask you is growing up, did your family have like a big faith base, or did it grow gradually as you grew older? Did your dad know, like kind of tell us a little bit about that?
So my mom grew up going to church more when she was a teenager, and then after she graduated kind of like still had her faith but was not currently going to church.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't really go to church as a kid, and so when my parents got together and they had me and my brother and my sister, and we moved out here, my mom was like, hey, like, listen, like, I want to have more of a, you know, like, I want to raise my kids in the church. Like, I want to show them who Jesus is and, you know, like, have them live a Christian lifestyle. And so I remember my mom and us started, like, church hopping around here. And we landed, after a couple of churches, we landed at Grace Church, and my mom really liked the sermons and the pastor that was there.
Yeah.
And me and my siblings really liked the kids' church that was there. So she was like, hey, let's, like, you know, go a couple more times and, you know, see how it goes. That was in 3rd grade, and I'm 23 now. So
you've been going to Grace since you were in 3rd grade?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some people, I know have like been like completely raised there. Like they were going to the nursery when they were like a couple months old. So, but it still is a long time to be at a church, you know? So
really cool.
however many years that is, I don't know exactly, but it's quite a bit. Yeah. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
With all that, like you're close with your mom, you said. How close would you say? Like, and has her career affected like your goals and aspirations and all that?
Yeah. I'd say I'm pretty close with my mom. I'd say I'm pretty close with both of my parents.
Yeah.
But my mom, I think I remember I was in high school and I like was going to community college, and I was like not really sure what I want to do with my life, but just gonna go here and get my gen eds. and I was working at a place called Edible Arrangements. That was my high school
Yes.
job. It was great. I know how to make like fruit baskets and chocolate dipped strawberries on the fly. So I don't do custom orders out of business.
Not
but
anymore?
yeah, kind of, yeah. I don't know. I could. Maybe I should just bring it back out. I don't know.
I think you should just start your own. That's the new career move.
That's the new career
Edible
move.
arrangement.
Man, I'll put that on the back burner. I don't know. So I remember I wasn't getting paid a bunch there, and I remember just being like, I don't know what to do. My mom works for a school district, and so I was like, she was the one that was pushing me because I like to live in my box, and that's my safety net. We know. You guys will know. Brie knows.
Interesting.
And so like I don't like to venture out and do stuff on my own, and I was like, I'm comfortable at Edible Arrangements. I don't care that it doesn't pay well. It makes me comfortable. Like I don't want to go out and find another job. And so my mom told me that I should go out and start subbing at the school district. And so I started to do that. And I really liked it. And I wanted to be a teacher for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I still love what I do. I work with kids and from all different age ranges, but it's super fun to, work with kids, especially when I wanted to become a teacher. But I still work there, but had like a change of heart, probably the beginning of this year, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like August, September. And I just was really stuck. I was like, I like what I'm doing, but like I've been hearing so many people be like, hey, like being a teacher is really hard.
Yeah.
And I get discouraged really easily. And so I was like, man, I got to figure out what to do. And I remember that we were trying to do this podcast. I was in the process of being like, man, like I have no idea what to do. Like I have to figure this out pronto. Like I'd already finished at my community college, got 2 associate's degrees, which had nothing to do with what I was like gonna do, or what I'm doing now. And I was like, I have to figure this out. Like if I stop right now, like I'm never going to go back to college. I remember we were planning out the podcast and you're like, hey, like maybe you should think about marketing and advertising.
That's right.
And so I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then I like looked and like did some more research and I was like, hey, actually this like is probably something I can do. And so I now attend GCU online, Lopes Up.
I got on cue.
And so, and I'm a marketing and advertising major. And
you're wearing the sweatshirt.
And I'm wearing the merch.
the GCU merch.
GCU merch. And so it's just been like super fun.
Yeah.
And I was doing online school at my community college before COVID hit.
Okay.
So I really enjoy it because I can plan out my week and know like what I have to do and it doesn't conflict with my social schedule or my work schedule. I know some people don't like online classes. You either love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So like online classes have been like super fun and exciting. So, yeah.
So you did 2 years of your associates and got 2 associates. Is that right?
It was a little bit longer than 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. And now you're getting your marketing degree at GCU.
Yep.
Do you have like an idea of what you want to do? This is like the general.
No, yeah.
So what are you going to school for?
No, that's okay.
What's your career desire?
Yeah. So like, what do I want to do with the degree? I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed the like getting everything ready for the podcast and like the social media aspect of it. So
She's great at that.
So I could definitely see myself like doing something.
Marketing.
Yeah, social media marketing.
I think you'd be great at that.
So
when you get famous and are dealing with all the celebrities, Instagrams that you're managing, just invite me to all the red carpets, okay?
Oh, for sure, 100%. +1 all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
+1. Yeah. Yes. The other thing I wanted to go back to that you kind of mentioned was how you kind of get stuck in a box of like, this is my box, and this is where I'm gonna stay.
Oh yes.
So we're just hopping around right now.
Yeah.
So do you think, where do you think that came from? And how do you think that, I don't know, do you think about that a lot? Like being stuck in, feeling stuck in a box?
Yeah. I don't know where it came from. I guess it's just like my own way of like protecting myself in a way.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like this big ball of energy, I hate to say it, but I am a glass half empty type of person.
Which works really well with us.
With us, yeah.
And then sometimes we'll flip flop.
No, yeah, exactly. Like we take turns, but majority of the time I am a glass half empty type of person. So in my mind, I'm always thinking of like the negatives or like what could go, like anything that could possibly go wrong. I'm like, it's gonna happen. So like I need to prepare myself. And I'm very big, which is terrible, but I'm like, if you like set yourself up like really low, like think of like the worst situation, like you're already mentally prepared of like, oh, like I'm not gonna get this job, like this, like, okay, like that sucks. But then if like, so you're already prepared, but then if you do get the job, it's only up from there. Like I don't want to start up and then have to go down.
Yeah.
But that's not a good way to look at life.
It could be considered strategic. Because I think I'm the opposite, where I'm just like, everything's going to work out. I'm just going to be rainbows and sunshine. And then it doesn't work out, and I'm like devastated.
Yeah.
So it can work out.
Yeah.
But there's like, it's like a balance. So it's really interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Speaking of the glass half full, how do you think career has affected finance and that outlook? And we're just jumping through all the topics, man. Career, now we're on to finances.
Yeah.
What do you think of like your take on finances? I think a lot of people in their 20s struggle with either student debt or credit card debt or just not making ends meet.
Yeah.
So what do you think like has enabled you to be financially where you are or has like hindered you with your finances?
Yeah. So I'm like making minimum wage. So, I mean, there's not, a ton of stuff I can do, but also like, it's one of those things is when you're, I wouldn't say the job I have is a big girl job, but I am working full time.
It's a big girl job.
Yeah, I guess it's true. And so I obviously, have to just budget my money out, and just like figure out monthly stuff.
Yeah.
I only get paid once a month, so that's also been a huge change. Whereas like my first job, I was getting paid bi-weekly.
Oh, interesting.
And getting 2 paychecks, and now I'm only getting 1. So it is interesting, like learning how to like budget and like, figure out your finances.
Last,
Like I know at church we were doing Financial Peace University, and so like that was kind of a cool insight to like, take some tips and tricks.
You have not been going. You can't claim that.
Okay, fine. I went to like 1 or 2 things, but they were great outcomes. I have the book. Who doesn't say I don't look at the book?
Ask Pastor Josh. Sorry.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay. Sorry, Pastor Josh. So Dave Ramsey is the best. And so
Is he though?
Look at him now.
Yeah, it worked out great for him. He doesn't live in California.
Okay. Well, here we are in California. So it doesn't work out for us, I guess. But
for the most part.
Yeah. So just like learning how to budget your money.
Yeah.
I know that like I don't remember what Dave Ramsey says about credit cards, but
Interesting.
I don't have a credit card. I used to. But I am a big spender. I'm not a saver, and so by getting paid once a month, I was like not spending my whole paycheck, but I was like, man, like I'm just gonna put everything on my credit card and then like pay it at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Which in my mind, the thought process was great, but then like you reach your max on your credit card and you're like, what the heck? And when you're making minimum wage, like I was not making enough in order to like pay it all off.
Yeah.
So I remember like talking to my parents and being like so afraid and being like, I literally don't know what to do. And they like literally laughed at me and they were like, it's like, it sucks, but like, it's not the end of the world. Like we can figure it out. Like everybody goes through this. And in my mind, I was like, my parents are going to be so mad. Like, I can't believe I did this. Like, I'm so scared. Even though I was like, listen, like I'm trying my best. Like I'm paying it off as much as I can. Like I had stopped putting money in my savings. I was like putting everything into that to like try to figure it out. And like I figured it out. Like I don't have any debt right now, which is great. But like in my mind, I was like, what the heck? Like this is terrible. And then for my parents to laugh at me and being like, this happens to everybody. Yeah. Like this is just what happens. Like, you know, like they make a credit card, like business, like banks give you a credit card. They target to younger kids because they know this is what's going to happen. Like they're not getting any information. And so it's just like a learning curve and you just have to figure it out. So
finances are hard and they do trick you into
I still get all these like credit card things in the mail and I'm like, they want me.
You were pre-approved. Yeah, they do want you because you're a big spender.
Yeah, they're like, this girl hasn't used her credit card in a long time. We need to circle back, come back to her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time left. The one thing we haven't talked about is community. And I think a big part of that is like where you feel at home, how that has kind of flown, or is that the right word? No, like how that has how that has kind of transitioned in your life from, I don't know, from high school, college to where you are now, because I think every stage of your life you kind of have maybe a lot of times you have a different sense of, oh, these people or this place feels like home. This is where I feel at home.
Yeah. Like community friends wise, I think I can think of like a couple people that I have in my life, specifically that I've like have since like been friends with, in like my school years and then in college and then like as an adult. So that's been like really cool to like watch it all like pan out. Like I have one of my best friends, Jackie, who I've been friends with since kindergarten, and we're 23 now. And so that's really cool. And so like we've been on this huge like journey together, for like so many years.
Were you guys always close, or were there like periods of?
I think there was periods of times where we like weren't close, but I feel like that's how every relationship is. But I mean, I feel like we're definitely a lot closer now than I think we were when we were younger. Yeah. I think junior high is just a weird time.
Yes, it is.
So I think I would say that's probably where we weren't as close.
Sure.
But in college, I remember I met my other best friend, Caitlin, in stats.
No way.
Yeah, she was helping me. We were in the same stats class together, and I was like, oh man, I hate stats because I'm terrible at math. And I was literally at her house like every day, like her trying to like help me.
Shout out to Caitlin.
Because like I was shout out to Caitlin. I didn't end up passing that class, even though she tried really hard.
You didn't?
I didn't.
Oh,
I was devastated, yeah. But I was over at her house all the time because like she was helping with my homework, so I understood it. But then like when the tests come, I would like bomb the test. End up not passing. And then had to take another class. It's fine, guys. I got my math credits.
Yeah,
everything's
she's here.
okay.
She's at GCU.
Yeah. And then I think like headed into adult life, I'd say like you're probably one of my closest friends from like adult life. So that's been like super cool.
Yeah. That has been super cool.
Watch. Yeah. So yeah. And then I'm super involved at like church, obviously. We both serve in a high school ministry at our church. We're both small group leaders. Yes. I have seniors this year. This is
wild.
Crazy.
They're going to be in the young adults group next year.
Don't remind me. It's going to be a wild time. Yeah. So like I've been with them for like all 4 years of their high school experience. And it's been like super great to be a part of this ministry and this team and to like serve alongside with so many other great, amazing leaders and pastors. And like, that's a big part of my journey.
Sure.
Because I came on when I was 19. And so that's...
To the high school?
To the high school group. Wow. I came on when I was 19.
Yeah, 4 years later.
4 years later, here I am. So it's been super fun. Super cool. Yeah.
Oh. Say hi.
Hi, train.
To the train. That's going to come on. You know what's funny? Like last time we filmed, it came on towards the end of the episode too.
We're just like planning this out so well.
We are planning it out.
Or I'm actually calling the train conductor and saying like, hey, can you come by in next, like 25
on your
minutes?
cue, come now.
Yeah, we have somebody in the back. Chair guy, stop telling the train guy to come on by. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, thanks, Hailey.
No, yeah,
I
of
think
course.
we're going to continue this
Yeah.
journey in like not figuring out, but kind of exploring our stories and our testimonies.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a short 30-ish minute blurb into Hailey's life.
Yeah.
We're going to go deeper, learn more, find out more from Hailey and from other people. So this is really cool.
Yeah.
But do you know what's next?
What's next?
Haley, it's episode 2. You have to know what's next.
Okay, yeah, I know what's next. I know what's next.
It's POV time!
Oh, God.
Brie's POV.
What's your POV?
Numero 5.
Cinco.
We're skipping to 5.
Okay, Cinco.
Buying a mattress is so much harder than buying a car. Have I ever bought a car? No. But there's so much pressure in buying a mattress.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought a mattress?
I have not personally bought a mattress.
Mattresses range. Let me tell you all about mattresses for like 5 seconds because they range from like $100 to thousands of dollars. Obviously, I don't want like 100. I don't know if there's a $100,000 mattress.
There
There's
probably
probably
is.
a $100,000 mattress.
Yeah.
But my budget's like $700, and I'm going to all these family-owned mattress shops. It's so stressful because the family-owned ones don't do like a try this out for 90 days, and then if it doesn't work out, we'll come pick it up. No. You're committed for life
Oh,
to this $700 mattress.
Woo. Oh.
Anyways, that's my view.
Anyways, mattresses are tough. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, or they're soft.
I'm done. Okay, so my POV?
Your POV.
Cinco.
Whatever number you want, homie.
Well, okay. Cinco it is.
Cinco it is.
What is mine is probably, I think everybody should try line dancing. At
Oh my
least
gosh, you have
once
to
in
tell
their
them
life.
about this class.
Oh yeah, I'm currently in a line dancing class. It's great. It's taught by this like little old grandma. She's so cute. And like I walked in thinking like, oh wow, like this is gonna be like super great, super chill, like laid back, you know, like I am not a great dancer, but love to line dance. So I'm like, I'll take it. Homegirl like knows what she's doing, and she's like today I had a line dancing class today, and she was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like super chill, super easy. Homegirl's like sprinting, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's just going like so fast, and I'm like, ma'am, you need to slow it down. She's like, no, we're putting the music on, and I'm like, ma'am, all right, woo. But yeah, you should at least give line dancing one try before you say you hate it.
Okay, be specific. Line dancing classes or like go line dancing?
Go line dancing. You can just stand in the back, figure it out.
Or you can let an old guy take you on the dance floor.
Yeah, no, that's for two-stepping. But
The
line
two-stepping
dances are
one.
like a little bit different. Yeah, but still, it's super fun.
Either way, man.
Either
Do
way,
what you gotta do.
get out there.
Get out there. Go line dancing. Maybe don't buy a mattress.
Maybe buy a mattress.
Maybe.
Maybe get the 90-day trial. Maybe figure that out.
No, those ones are too expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if it's in your
Sorta,
budget.
man.
If it's in your budget.
If
It's not in your
if you're
budget, but it's in
finding-
their budget.
If you're a 20-year-old and you're
Ballin' and able to buy like a $2,000 mattress, maybe donut one Brie.
honestly, what?
All right, okay. We don't have time for this.
We don't have time to talk about mattresses.
Oh, man. All right.
Come back next week, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
You get to hear about my story.
What? We get to hear about Brie?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm excited, guys.
I'm
This is going to be
nervous.
so good.
Yeah, it'll be good.
It'll be good.
It'll be a fun time. So make sure you come back.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
POV.